defending all elite wrestling from you.
Now on to the important things. That's not cowboy shit, that's coward shit.
Oh boy, I don't know. I'm stubborn. I don't take advice.
An empty-headed, fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page. Because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs.
Hangman Punk's in the ring. Shut the up! Shut the up! We're doing something really important here. Get the out of here, Jeff.
I think you really are setting up for a year-long battle royal.
So we see how they mix.
Exactly. A year-long, incredibly tumultuous battle royal of, oh, well, I came from WWE and I never watched your product, but I'm super over.
Money, egos, tension and heat, shots being shot, and they ain't subliminal, it's direct. Backstage punches being thrown, chairs being tossed. Has a mission and a goal, now become lost. At All Out 2022, CM Punk defeated Jon Moxley to recapture the AEW World Championship. But it seems the media interview after the match is almost getting more attention than the main event itself. CM Punk has previously made his issues with former AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page clear, as Punk called Page out in an alleged unscripted promo moment several weeks ago on AEW Dynamite. The issues between the two men are believed to have stemmed from comments made in the build-up to their match at the Double or Nothing event back in May.
I don't hate you. I almost pity you. You talk a big game about workers' rights, yeah? Well, you've shown the exact opposite since you've gotten here.
Hangman Adam Page, you want that rematch? You got it right here, right now. Let's go.
Do we know that Hangman is here?
Well, apparently Punk does. The apology must be as loud and as public as the disrespect.
The verbal receipt from Punk was due to Page alluding to controversy surrounding Colt Cabana and Punk in AEW. There's a long history between Cabana and Punk, who were former tag team partners and friends who honed their craft in Chicago's independent wrestling circuit. But things went very sour when Cabana, real name Scott Colton, sued Punk, real name Phil Brooks, a few years ago. On Cabana's podcast, The Art of Wrestling, one of his biggest episodes featured Punk, who addressed a litany of issues he had during his time with the WWE, most notably his issue with his medical treatment. This in turn prompted the WWE's physician, who was in question, to sue Punk and Cabana in January of 2015. Cabana and Punk did win the defamation lawsuit filed by the WWE physician, but Cabana soon after sued Punk for not covering all of the legal bills on behalf of Cabana, which he allegedly said Punk would. Punk countersued, and the case was dismissed. Punk deep dived into this situation and much more during the recent AEW All Out media scrum. Punk held nothing back, and many feel he was triggered by the fact that many of the reporters who were in the room congratulating Punk's win were the same ones writing scathing articles about him.
Hi, Nick Housen with Wrestling Inc.
I'll start, Nick. Show of hands, who here fancies themselves as a journalist? You're a journalist, Nick? All right.
I try my best.
Okay. No, real quick.
Go ahead.
You still do improv?
No, not a little bit.
No?
No.
When you did improv, who'd you do improv with?
I did it with Scott Colton.
Okay, so you fancy yourself a journalist. Would you say you're friends with Scott Colton?
No, I haven't talked to Scott in some time.
So you're not friends with him?
No, Scott and I do not see eye to eye.
Oh, wow. Well, that makes two of us.
Why I'm a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business. My problem was I wanted to bring a guy with me to the top that did not want to see me at the top. Okay? You call it jealousy, you call it envy. My relationship with Scott Colton ended long before I paid all of his bills. I have every receipt. I have every invoice. I have every email. I have the email where he says, and I quote, "I agree to go our separate ways. I will get my own lawyer and you do not have to pay anymore." When I finally had to countersue him through discovery, we discovered he shared a bank account with his mother. He sent the email, "Oh, can we please drop all this?" Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? And when somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first $1 million house that this company has ever drawn off of my back and goes on national television and does that, it's a disgrace to this industry. It's a disgrace to this company. Now, we're far beyond apologies, right? I gave him a fucking chance. It did not get handled, and you saw what I had to do, which was very regrettable, lowering myself to his fucking level. But that's where we're at right now. And I will still walk up and down this hallway and say, if you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Our locker room, for all the wisdom and brilliance it has, isn't worth shit when you have an empty-headed idiot who's never done anything in the business do public interviews and say, I don't really take advice. Who the fuck do you think you are? You know, that's stupid. I'm on a team with Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, and I don't need to work on my swing. I'm not going to listen to these guys. They're going to tell me how to swing a baseball. Fucking go fuck yourself. That's how I feel about it. I dare you to fucking say that to Terry Funk's face. I don't need to listen to you, Mr. Funk. I know what I'm doing. Fucking grow up.
Punk mentioned the EVPs, not by name, but it was clear that some of this rhetoric was directed towards the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. When Punk specifically mentioned Adam Page, saying he's not taking any advice, this is in reference to the GalaxyCon event, where Hangman stated, quote, I'm stubborn. I don't take advice. I listen to people say things, but very rarely do I listen hard.
What's the best advice that Sting and CM Punk have given you? Oh boy, I don't know. I'm stubborn. I don't take advice. I don't know. That's a good question, and that's probably like the honest answer. I listen to people say things, but very rarely do I listen hard. I was part of the movement that created the entire company, and I'm a world champion. I don't know that I need their advice, you know. I'll certainly listen, but I think there's something to be said about trial and error and doing it on your own, you know. I take more pride in that, I think, than anything.
Diamond Dallas Page is one legend who says that he tries to offer young stars advice in AEW, and they just blow him off. This is rumored to have happened to other legends as well, following the comments Punk made in the media scrum. And during Swerve and Keith Lee's media time, a security guard bolted out of the room, running towards the reported chaos that broke out in the back. Rumors are that Matt and Nick Jackson allegedly confronted Punk about what he said, and punches were thrown, at least one of the Young Bucks members, many saying Nick Jackson was knocked out with a fist or a chair. Another report states that Punk's friend and AEW producer, Ace Steel, is lucky to not be in jail, and allegedly Kenny Omega was bitten by Steel during the scuffle. Now the Elite, that being the Bucks and Omega, have reportedly threatened to walk away from AEW, and other wrestlers within AEW are chiming in. Matt Hardy and his wife seem to be standing with the Elite.
I stand with Kenny Omega.
And other talent such as Ricky Starks hates the tension, and he stated recently on the Battleground podcast, quote, I definitely think that the drama of the backstage stuff, while it does pique the interest of people online, I hate it. The reason I hate it is because it kinda overshadows some of the stuff that happens on TV. For that, I'd rather not be involved with it. So a lot to unpack here. That's one thing about blurring the lines of reality, which many fans and promoters think can create exceptional wrestling storylines. but that's only if the parties involved can get to a place where business can be put in the forefront of the issues. This isn't a unfamiliar topic in wrestling. I mean, remember the Matt Hardy, Lita, and Edge love triangle that was based in real relationships turning sour, lovers cheating, verbal and physical shots being thrown, everyone involved jeopardizing their careers, but eventually, cooler heads prevailed, and in the end, business was made and career highlights were fortunately created. Shoot or work? If it is a work, my hat's off to those involved for the intricate way of going about creating the content. I mean, there's many in the wrestling community who still don't believe the Montreal Screwjob was a shoot situation. If so, what an elaborate piece of work. I mean, talk about long-term storytelling and top-notch character acting if that's the case. There are many elements of the Punk Elite story that lend itself to be a shoot situation possibly, especially Punk's thoughts on Cabana, which seem to come from a real place. And again, different age groups, different perspectives that brought different achievements, money's flowing, and those egos. So now I turn it over to you. What are your thoughts on the ongoing situation? Is this a turning point for AEW? Do you think the issues can be worked out, or are we past the point of no return? In-ring talent running the company. Is it a smart move, or does it lead to situations like this? Or do you think this is just one big elaborate work? Side notes, hey, Cody did try to warn y'all about what could be coming to AEW's environment, but y'all were too busy talking about his neck tattoo still in 2022.
2022, AEW, lay it out. What's it going to be like? Is this another year of just steady growth? Because you guys, the arrow's been pointed up since you started.
I think 2022 it really leans into what you mentioned earlier in terms of all those free agents and all the originals and all the pillars. I think you really are setting up for a year-long battle royal.
So we see how they mix.
Exactly, a year-long, incredibly tumultuous battle royal of, oh, well, I came from WWE and I never watched your product, but I'm super over. Or I've been here the whole time. Both are annoying.
Yeah.
Both opinions are entitled and annoying, but they make for great wrestling.
Vent in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more news as it breaks.
Sidenote Suplex.